Series Edition LLC Crystal Age Technology Screens, our platform called Cardboard PC Kingdom. As I said before, one of the home theater projection screen setups is ambient light. Ambient light basically makes and breaks the system. If you're in a well-lit environment, you run the risk of your screen washing out, colors fading out, contrast levels come up tan and ashy, because that's what you usually do when they can't generate a proper contrast level or 100%. And you run the risk of having picture distortion, where basically your picture quality is just completely gone. It's not even there anymore. And this is important, especially if you're trying to operate an ultra short throw projector, which I talk to customers all the time about ultra short throw projector setups. Customers who contact us with ultra short throw setups, and of course they're on the white screens, and the problem that they're having with the white screen is they just can't get the image to pull correctly. And it doesn't make a difference what they feel on their projector, or if their projectors are calibrated machines, they're still plagued with the same problem of not being able to produce that outstanding picture quality without having any problems with the distortion issue. And as I said before, that most importantly, calibrating your projector is just not going to work. It may give you a little bit of improvement, but it's not going to give you the ability to be able to operate fully in environments and so forth. You're still going to have a proper screen for that. And this is the reason why we do a lot of demonstrations, a lot of test demonstrations, a lot of displays showing our products on Facebook and different forum sites we're attached to, showing our technology operating in fully lit environments, because again, that's one of the things that put our crystal or digital one crystal screen paint on the map. And everybody else was sitting in these very dark environments, and we were doing demonstrations in lit environments. All right, so let's begin to show you. Now, the technology we have here is our gunmetal technology. Let's see if I can track down the containers. Go back here. I gotta organize my area here a little bit better. So it's a bit of a long name. It is our FLE Ultra Black Superior Gunmetal Cinemax, which we have right here. And this is one of the most advanced gunmetal screen paints we ever developed. We have, let me get this box. So that's trash going out to Jay. As a matter of fact, it should be going out right now. Very much ready and dispose of that now, because I don't like to have any trash in my environment, anything whatsoever. So I'm taking that out right now. Our dumpster is right down the side. I can walk up there and just take it out and get rid of that, because I don't want to see that at all, period. Oh, there's another screw for my whatchamacallit, my motherboard. See, there's keys on this? Okay, there we go. If you walk out of here without keys on, you're not coming back in. So I'll get that out now, get that cardboard box out of here now, so I don't have to see that in my videos. I gotta tear all this down anyway. This has gotta be tearing out. I put all that in the trash. I'm gonna take, let's see, I gotta take this now. Alright, this is what we're doing. I gotta take all this stuff out anyway. I'm gonna put this here for the time being. Right there. I gotta take this whole section over. I forgot I got that whole section. I got to take down when I did the side-by-side demonstration with the black paint versus our paint. I got to crush all that, cut it up, tape it down, and take it out to the dumpster. And I got to take that too. We have trash pickup here, but the dumpster's like not that far from here. It's like right down the side of the building, so I can go do that myself. I don't need to do that. Have somebody. But it's one of the perks we have here. The people come and pick up the trash, but It's right there. I mean, I can just take it down myself. Besides, some of the stuff I want to throw out, it's not everyday bags of trash. It's pretty much boxes and stuff like that. We have a lot of boxes. We put a lot of stuff. All right, let's get started on this. So, as you can see, in our fully lit environment, the Taco's carrier bag right over there. It should be out here. I don't know why it's not. We are at around 10 feet from the screen. Fully lit environment. Again, commercial. And the reason why, like I said, this is normal lighting in here. For this environment that I'm in, it's normal lighting. I should be able to operate anywhere I put this technology at. I should be able to operate in commercial. I should be able to operate in residential. I should be able to operate anywhere I want to be at. Because again, it's very important. If I make my technology where I'm only able to operate in a residential environment, that means I'm cutting my hands off when I get a chance to operate in these environments, which again, it brings a lot of money. Because you're doing a large job, where I'm doing one customer here and one customer there. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but you have to understand that when you're doing a company, you're doing an entire building. So again, you want to make sure that you get your product to the next level. You don't want to shortchange it. So you want to make sure that you can operate in commercial environments. Because again, Black Diamond, Elite Screen, all those big companies, they operate in commercial. We get contracts for hospitals, schools, all this stuff at the end of the day. I've seen web screens over at Disney World because they can operate in commercial environments. So, if you want to prove that you have true ambient light rejection technology, this is a place you're going to have to operate in. Now, as you can see from the distance, from the screen, we are producing that amazing image. Projectors in. I had ordered ultra circle projector for the big screen we have over here. We need a ViewSonic 235.1 for this screen, which is short throw, which is going to be set down below there. This is a projector like the one I have sitting on my desk. We have a, ViewSonic ultra short throw for inside the virtual fish tank over there. We need one for that one. And we have to get a copy of the LG ultra circle for the desk. Because we need it for the desk. If we already had the projector, we have to change out the lamp and that one. The lamp definitely was on the breaking point, so I got to take that apart, pull out the lamp, put a new one in there, and hit the floor with this one. The one right here is going to have an ultra short throw. It's on for a very good price. All goes well, I'm going to get all my projectors for under, hopefully the $200 mark. But that's what I'm trying to keep it under $200. That's something we can talk about in our demonstrations, also too with people we're doing business with, that we didn't have to spend a lot of money for our projectors to get the screen $200. So I'll show you what that's our distance. Let's show you where the screen's at right there. Let's close up the taco. Now let me grab my meters, which I moved over here. Bookcase. Now I can get easier, they're right up top. Now I'm going to show you the demonstration. We use these meters, lux meters, to read how much light we have in the environment. Shows you how much ambient light our screens are absorbing. Pause that for a minute there. Take you over to Peter. Peter fucking ate her, had a wife and couldn't keep her. I gotta learn that whole nursery rhyme though. I keep saying it over and over again. So these are our meters right here that we use in our environment to measure light. All right, so in this environment, meters don't register because you know why? Because we have a lot of lighting in the environment. And again, just a quote, when people say at the end of the day that it's overwhelming light, it's supposed to be overwhelming light. You're in an office. Lux readings that they have for particular buildings on what you're going to be using that particular building is, it's a requirement what is needed. You can't have residential lighting in certain buildings, especially office buildings, because again, this is not an ambient light controlled environment. These environments are designed for industrial lighting. That's why these lights are made different. This is called industrial lighting that they have in here. Zoning requires for you to have certain lighting in certain environments because, again, it is needed. You can't have ambient light controlled dim lighting in hospitals, schools, and stuff like that because, again, as I said before, this is a required lighting for this environment. So, you know, we had someone come on YouTube make a statement that the lighting that we're using is barbaric or overwhelming or whatever it is. This is when they have built the building, this is the lighting that they put in. If they felt it was too much here, but they never put it in here to begin with. This is required lighting for an office needed for me to operate and work at my desk without me trying to figure out exactly what I'm reading because it's too dark in here. So offices have to have an abundance of light. Hospitals, schools, and so forth need an abundance of light. Imagine you walk into a hospital to get surgery and it's really dim in there. Would you stay in there? No, because if they can, you can barely see in there, they can barely see. That's why they have all that light in the environment. The doctor has a light on his head. There's other lights on top of you. There's extreme lighting in those environments because, again, they need to see and be able to read what they're writing in. They can prescribe you the wrong medication. A number of things can happen because they can't see correctly in there. So what we did in the office, when we're doing contracts in here, we need to see exactly what we're writing. So this environment, this lighting we have in here is normal lighting. So normal lighting requirement for this particular building. Every office I walk in has the same amount of lighting. All right, so let's hit the meter. There we go. Meter's not there. As you can see, put a hand in front of it. Your screen paints or projection screens should operate in fully lit environments. One of the pet peeves I have about screens claiming to have ambient light projection, certifieds do this. Certifieds will go in and say, hey, we have an ambient light projection screen, but it's required to be in an ambient light controlled environment. I don't know about that. That's not ambient light projection technology to me. Did you run from the tiger? All right, behave yourself. You've been a little frisky there. I don't mind it, but I don't mind biting you, so they don't bother me. You want to fight in battle. What's your armor? No armor is what you need. No, what's why you need to do battle. Now, in showing off your demonstrations, discoloration is something you do not want. Black levels that are not coming up correctly, you get a lot of tan washout to the screen. We call it dull and dusty. That's pretty much what comes up. The screen colors are dull, contrast is dusty, dull and dusty. So you don't want to see that. You want to see a clean image from corner to corner. That's what you want to see. Now, like I said, we can drop our settings on our brightness. Our brightness right now on our projector, everything is factory settings on here. Everything. We can drop under factory settings, under 32, minus 32, which I showed you in the demonstration. 2 is it doesn't really do much. It doesn't. Watch, I'll show you. We'll come over to my projector, come to my brightness settings, right here. And I can drop it down to here. Minus 2. See, that doesn't really cause any change. It's not the minus 2 causing change. You have to bring it down past, even past 10. You gotta go a little farther than that. Oh, wait, I forgot what screens we're on. We're on our technology. Well, that's a different story. Our technology is different. we don't require, we have a high gain on our screen, so I can leave it at -20 right now, and we still won't have a problem at -20. Because it's our technology. Any other screen's going to suffer from that, but we can go down to -20 or -32, and we won't have that issue. See, so we'll still pull up with no problem whatsoever. Just remember, our screens operate outside. So if you can operate outside, you can literally operate pretty much anywhere you want to go. That's where you're going to get the most intense lighting. It's going to be outside, and that's what I prefer to do a lot of demonstrations outside. We have -20, as you can see, no discoloration, no ash to the screen, nothing at all whatsoever. And keep in mind, the projector we're using in our demonstration, which is our Christie LW400, we paid $50 for this projector. So, like I said, what I want to do for our screen paints this year, I'm keeping our projector budget at $200. That's it. We can't go past the $200 mark. Everything we buy has to be under the $200 mark. When you can do that with your product, it clearly shows your customers that you're saving their money. The reason why I chose this projector, because this is the same projector that I use to push a 150-inch window display of tropical fish through a storefront window at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was using AdTech technology. We're using it in that demonstration. I think he's one of the guys who has AdTech in his window. And yeah, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's one of the things I see. When you hear somebody complain about us using too much ambient light, first red flag that tells you they can't operate in it. But certifieds do it all day long. Well, we have an ambient light projection screen, but we're going to put this in an ambient light controlled environment to maximize the viewing pleasure. No, you just told me the other day that your screen can't read in a 4-lit environment. You have issues picking up contrast and color in there. You should be able to operate your screen any way you want. On a projector that costs under $200. That's my new slogan. We can do it for under $200. We can do it for under $200 means at the end of the day that your projector is not going to cost you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You're paying way too much. And the reason why you're paying way too much for these projectors, because the screen doesn't have the capability to produce. It has to have an expensive high-end height projector to try to fix whatever your screen can't get back to you. That's the problem you're going through. You're in an unequally yoked relationship between your screen and your projector. Projector, you got a name brand projector, it's working perfectly fine. Screen's just not married to it too well. You have a knockoff projector, you have a good screen, you have the other way around, it's the opposite way, and some people have both. So we're -20. Let me share the rest of my settings. So we're -20. -20. Everything else is 0. Brightness is the contrast, all that's 0. So when I saw contrast at 2, no, we're in factory settings. Our contrast is at 0. When I go over to our advanced settings, you have in venue projectors, and this is venue. Go to easy menu. Oops, I got to push this button over here. The menu. All right, this is my menu right here. You will see as we go up. This is whisper mode. Right? People ask me about Christie projectors, about where is the eco mode. The eco mode is in whisper. That's whisper. So if I go over, see how it's a little brighter. I'll go back. There you go. We do not dare run this thing in normal because these things generate a ton of heat. And I got a problem right now already with the place cooking already. Sharpness is at 4. Sharpness is not going to make and break your screen's ability to be able to produce in well-lit environments. That would be your brightness and contrast. We'll have control over that. Let's go over here. Right, just to humor the fun. Let's go over and let's bring our sharpness down to, well, it goes to 1. That's as far as it goes. It's just 1. That's it. We have our brightness here at -20, as you can see. Go a little closer, you can see that. We're at -20 on the brightness. And our keystone, of course, it pretty much I gotta recorrect that because for some reason I'm moving to the left and the right. I gotta change all that. Over here, keystone is at 0, which then needs to be switched a little bit over because my screen feels a little awkward. But then I think it might be the actual screen itself. And then we're at a 1610. That's pretty much it. That's what's going inside of our projector right there. Because even our contrast is at 0. Oops, sorry about that. Can you see that? There you go. You can see all together. So our contrast is at 0. Our menu disappears quite quickly. Keystone 0 is 2 types of keystone right there. One is to bring it back and forth, left and right to kind of keystone. Brightness is at -0. Contrast 0. Color is at 0. So we don't even have a color enhancement, no color to boost the color in here. Tint at 0. Sharpness is at 1%, which is the lowest they go in here, it's 1%. We are sitting in whisper mode, which means it's in eco mode right now. Mirror mode means basically if you're doing this on rear projection, that's how you click it, it switches over to the opposite side, execute, and then right here, we get to the side here, and you will see when it comes to the top of our, these are network settings and all that stuff, that's something completely different. We have brightness 0, contrast 0, or sorry, brightness minus 20. Oops, get back up there. We have color temperature, which is color is at 0, tints at 0, sharpness at 1. We're at low factory settings. I want to see something for a minute. Do we have a contrast on? Do we have contrast on? I don't know what the freak we need that on for. Scan, let me see. Of course. Whisper mode, normal mirror mode, execute cache right there. These things have bass and tremble, you know that? These projectors are fantastic. If you hook them for outside setup, they have volume, they have tremble, bass, surround sound, everything. Yeah, you can hook some pretty cool stuff. Speakers on, audio, or screen. Blank is when you put down blank, like when the screen comes up blank, it's going to come up black, it can come up blue, it can come up red, different things like that when the blank screen is blank. Alright, let me see. I see right there. Now I thought I was seeing something involving our contrast. No, nothing for contrast. It shows you my lamp source, which is 560 hours, which is extremely good because these things go up to 3,000. Network settings right here. Closed caption settings, display mode, turn off, remove some captions, something like that. And then easy menu. That's it. That's all that's inside my projector. So you got a chance to see all the settings in there. And as you can see, we're at factory settings. Actually a little below because we are at 20 and still reading it, no problem. So I can bring my sharpness all the way down to 1. That's factory settings right there, 1. So that projector right now is sitting in below factory settings. This is disruptive picture quality? No. Fully lit environment, maxed out environment, $50 projector. I'm sitting in eco mode right now. I'm at 20, under 20 right now. Now, if this was on a white screen, this would have a rough time at it right now because, again, all those settings would have to be maxed out. You're going to have to calibrate the projector. You're going to have to darken the environment because it's not going to work on a white screen. It's going to read less now because we actually dropped the settings on the projector even lower. And because we start off at 4,000, but we're eco mode, we'll find out exactly what we are in eco mode. What's our lamp in eco mode? Remind we're in a max out environment at a 10-foot distance throw. That means that by the time this thing reaches from A to B, we have less than probably about 27, maybe 27 lumens, probably a little lower than that. Light kills your projector quick. 2800 lumens. So right now we're 2800 lumens, 10 feet from the screen, maxed out environment, and our settings for brightness is 20, minus 20. So we're way below. And the reason why we can do this is because we operate projectors at 1000. Now, how will we be near a screen that can generate a white screen? So my screen does first. That no, at 28. Wow. Because that's a huge drop. That's why our lamps last forever. Lamps, no. I change a lamp. Rarely I change a lamp. I can have a projector for a couple of years before I change a lamp. I burn these things every single day. I burn harder than most people. Sometimes I leave them on and forget. So we were 28 at 4000. That's a massive drop. I didn't think we're that low. We are 28. Exactly. If you took a P2 and you stuck it in eco mode, it really wouldn't make a difference. You know why? In distance throw, that's why. It doesn't make a difference if you put eco mode. Eco mode pretty much has an impact in videos and well-lit environments and ultra short when the distance throw is there. Because that means that if you put it in eco mode, you're shortening the lamp's brightness capability, but it still has to travel a distance depending on how far the projector is and how much light they have in the environment for the screen to be able to really be challenged. If you're sitting right up on top of the screen, there's some challenge there. That's like the equivalent of you go to a shooting range. You can be standing right on 12 inches from a target, or you can be sitting back 15, 16, 20 feet. Which is going to show the more higher skill level? The person who's sitting right on top of the target, or the person who's dropped back a block and can hit that target? It's the person sitting at a block away. So when you're sitting that close to a screen with a projector at 3000 lumens, and it's very little distance showing there, that means at the end of the day, it doesn't have much of an impact. The impact comes in with the far distance projector, the distance from projectors. And by the time light takes off and travels 10 feet in an environment that's really hostile with a ton of light in it, that means the lumen count is going to start to drop dramatically, rapidly, depending on how much light you have in the environment. Since we're in the max out zone, 28 is not 28 by the time it strikes that screen. It's way lower than that. So with that being said, from the door, that when I see some people with ultra short throws, and they throw it in eco mode, and they're a poor lit environment to begin with, not a lot of light, poor lit environment, and the projector's in eco mode, it's not doing much. There's no real change there, period. Because you're right up on top of the screen. The distance throw is not there. That's more of an impact on longer throw projectors and poor lit environments. So the entire time we were displaying the Christie projectors and people were ranting about how we were using 4000 lumens, we were actually at 28 in those environments. Mind, we're in max out zone environments. I had in that house where it's extremely lit. We were outside in eco mode at 250 inches on the screen. We were operating at 28. Wow. I never really looked that up. I put it in eco mode. I never really bothered to look it up. 2800 lumens. So Jeepers are at 2800 lumens. What the heck was a 27 running in? What was it? 1000 lumens running in? You hit the 1000 lumens in eco mode outside. Oh, I got to go through all this now. We got a new count for something else. So now we're at 20. Minus 20. That means, oh my goodness, yesterday we did the demonstration. We were at 32. We were at 28%. We were at 28 lumens and 32. And we did that against a certified, a white screen, a splatter screen. Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't realize that we were that low. So, for those people that were screaming and yelling at us saying, hey, you know, there is a 4000 projector, even though we've done 1000 lumen projectors a dozen times, we were at 28. is going to give us a cheetah. I hate that, man, so much. When they have these demonstrations here, and you think you're going to see some really cool stuff, and it's just nothing but hours and hours and hours of scenery. There's like nothing there but just hours of scenery. But they show you little interesting designs in the front. Now, at 28, I'm going to bring my projector settings, what we have up here, back to my factory settings. So my projector was in when I purchased it. That's plus, we're not using that, that's too much. Oh, plus 32, no, I'm going to be acting like zeros. There we go, so you see we're at in our settings. There are minus, actually plus 0. So that's half, that's factory settings. As I said before, sharpness has nothing to do with the brightness of the screen. I literally have people come out, oh, it has everything. No, stop it. Just stop it. Sharpness has nothing to do with the brightness of the screen. It'd be brightness, and contrast has something to do with that. Mostly it's brightness. Contrast is for your black and dark levels. It would be basically for your whatchamacallit, maybe for your brightness. Brightness will control that. Equal mode controls all that. Sharpness has nothing to do with it. Anything we change in our settings on our projector, so you can see for yourself. We change our sharpness, which I put back to 5, which it was at, right back in the settings in which I purchased my projector, and I put my brightness back to minus 0 factory settings right down the middle, and that's it. Right back the way I got it. State. Everything's in the same form, same way I got it out of the box. So we're at 28, at 10 feet, in a meter max out environment. Even our contrast is at 0. I just saw the other contrast is at 2. No. The reason why I put the contrast at 2 to try to help the contrast levels. That's why it was about 2. And as I showed you before, dropping it below minus 2, it's nothing. It's not really going to show an impact on the screen. Not really. Oh, I'm going to come out of this one. I've done this one. This is the only one that one here. That's honestly. And everything else will show you these beautiful pictures, and then boom! It'll be nothing but freaking scenery. I don't mind scenery, but come on, I don't have the whole thing being scenery. It's like ordering a ham sandwich and everything is cheese. You can order a ham and cheese sandwich, but it's all cheese. Like, where the fuck is the ham? Oh, you'll get to it. Finish your own sandwich and everything.
We wish you an amazing experience with our 8K HDR content. You will experience footage of nature and animals with unprecedented clarity. With 8K resolution, every smallest detail of nature is reproduced clearly and realistically, from majestic natural scenery to the soft fur of animals. Immerse yourself in the magical beauty of nature and animals through this 8K HDR video and feel the majesty and beauty of the natural world in the most realistic way. If you find it interesting, click subscribe and turn on notifications to enjoy more interesting videos from 8K Dream Color.
Now I have a tablecloth coming in. The reason why we ordered our tablecloths, well, of course, we do it all the time, test our products, which is very easy to think of. We've got test demonstrations. We've done so many different versions of black tablecloths, it wasn't even funny. Black mesh, black fabric, black film, black plastic, clothing, the whole 9 yards. You can see there in the demonstrations we shall post it on our website's product line. You can see all the demonstrations down there. Demonstrations are all posted throughout all the marketplaces and have those demonstrations everywhere, not hidden somewhere, everywhere. So right now, the reason why I ordered all those different fabrics because the screen's coming up. This is not the only one we have. And some people treated this screen as if it was the only one we have. We make a lot of screen paint. Like I said, our archives is roughly now, which is going to grow in the next couple of days, at around 429. That number's going to jump because we still have more screen paint that has been developed. And this year we have an Apex game, or a black version, we have an invisible version of that coming out. We're doing that on the same day. We have the exotic silver, they're being designed on the same day. We have we're waiting for the aluminum surface to come in, but we already have the formula for the Phoenix is already finished, and AdTech has 2 screens, actually about 3. A gamer version, the black version for the virtual tank, and the one for actual commercial advertising, which is going to be going that day downstairs in the display room for law office. So yeah, we're making a lot of stuff on that day. Colors, come on, give me some action, build action between this and that. I swear, sometimes one thing I don't like about doing some of these demonstrations is so freaking boring. Give me something with some action, some colors, pop,
So we
pizzazz,
kept
something.
the cameras rolling, and you'll see. I found my true love. iPhone 12 with 5G, thanks to Metro. Camila, you found your true love?
There you go. Some colors in there, something. That's what I like about some of the advertisements. They had this really crazy, let's look like that. That's what I like. Some crazy little bird, beautiful colors, and it'll be just, it's going to be the most dullest scenery you've ever seen in your life. Boy, it's clickbait. I need that. This is why I like to see something like this. Bright vivid colors and black and white. I'm still trying to find the teal and black and white, but you can't find that beautiful channel. But yeah, the reason why we ordered all the surfaces is because again, we're going to be on site. There's going to be all types of tablecloths out there. What happens if I'm out there and somebody says, hey, I bet you this tablecloth is the same thing as your screen? Even though I know it won't, but still, we have to back all this stuff up. So we ordered all of them. Like to be 100% sure. We should be okay, but still, be okay is not enough for me to be happy. It doesn't secure me at the end of the day. It makes me nervous. So in order for me to basically be 100% confident in my product, I have to test all of them. Which I'm going to do on camera live. And the thing about it is, we did it already. I ordered the dark gray, I ordered the light gray, I ordered the mid, and I ordered the black. We have more reviews that are saying, what we'll do it this time? It's going to be fun this time. You know what? We're in commercial. That's why. That's the difference. The guy was asking, we've done all this testing before. What's the difference between the test you're doing now that you've already done already? In my environments, come on, keep in mind, in our residential environments, they were much brighter than people's apartments and homes. We got a lot of lighting. We even add lights in the environment. So what's the difference between what you're doing then and now? What's the difference between now and we're in commercial? That's what. We're different set of lighting. We're definitely in commercial. So that changes a lot. Because the environment we're in, the average projection screen will survive it. As you can see, the white screen, it doesn't stand a chance in here. And that's the problem we have with the building here and all the other office buildings that I've seen throughout Allentown. They all have these high-end super projectors in there. They have these ultra-white screens, and they figure that this is going to help. These high-end projectors is going to fix it. They'll buy a bunch of cheap screens, a bunch of high-end projectors, and this will fix it. And every time I walk in there, I see the same thing. The same thing you're seeing at the bottom, that's what I see on the screens every single time I walk in there. And I go, what do you think? And I go, it's horrible. I can't see the screen. I'm being honest with you. I can't see it. You seen better? Yeah, I've seen better. I just have this far better. I look on my phone and I show them this demonstration right here. And where is this located? Give me the address where it's located. They get an appointment
Hey,
They can come
bestie.
down and they
I'm
see
throwing a
the screen.
holiday party soon, and there's a
It's
lot to
very
do
simple.
between all the decorations, the
So
food,
you don't
and
have to go through having a calibrated projector, darkening the environment, and none of that nonsense. You come down here, they see the screen, they see the price we pay for our projectors, and that's it. That's all they have to see. That's it. Open and shut. When can you set up? When can you come down and get the paint job? We don't do the paint job at all, period. We buy the product, and then somebody to paint it in. Fine, we have our own, every building has their own maintenance crew. Every single building has their own maintenance. We have maintenance come and paint it in. How hard is it to paint in? Very easy application, one card application. I would just probably do it in at one time. You just paint one screen, show it easy, that's it. We talk to the painters, that's it. Most likely I'll end up talking to the painters. And they want to know if there's any paint thinners involved, is there mass or ventilation in the area, stuff like that, and all that stuff. So I just tell them, we have everything on specification sheet, but I have no problem popping by and having to talk to the painters on how to install it. And this is where I can't explain it enough because through experience, complicated instructions don't work. And nonsense instructions don't work because you're talking to a professional, certified, bonded painter. He's going to know what he's talking about. The only difference is he's never been across the screen paint. He uses everyday household paints to paint stuff in. He's never been across the screen paint, so you think it's going to require a certain requirement. So you can't be just making up things up in the day as you go along with this because it's not going to work. You're going to embarrass yourself. Like not knowing the proper screen size to paint in. 2 quarts at a 300-inch screen? No, he's going to come back and talk to the owner and say that is virtually impossible. That can't be done. You need to get your money back. He's going to make the call. A painter can easily go in there and persuade the call of your order that fast because the person who's had this painter for 10 years and he's done amazing jobs on his property, he's going to trust him first. If that painter comes back and tells the owner he doesn't know what he's talking about, the owner's going to pull his order. I guarantee you. And I've talked to painters. So you can't be in there making stuff up. Because you go to the website, the painter will literally go to the website, he'll read through your stuff. And he'll come back and say, so what does this mean? What does that mean? So and so and so. Because he's trying to paint this screen in the best of his ability without basically making his the owner who's paying him to do this, he needs to make sure he's doing this right. So he's going to ask you all the questions on this. And if you bring up something like gain range, he's going to pick that up in a hot second. He's going to look at that and go, okay, I see something here you can change out. How do I do this? How do I get that application to get to that highest form that you have here? How are you going to explain that? So that's why when I sit there and I talk about these things, about these fake specification sheets, I have been there already. I have worked with customers, I've worked with storefronts and businesses, I've had conversations with painters that were applying our technology. You have to be able to communicate with them, and you have to be able to tell them the truth 100%, and they can smell bull a mile away. So you're not being pulled, don't pull the ear, you're not going to smell bull a mile away. This guy's painted different. I mean, any kind of paint you can name, they can apply it to a surface. So you're talking to a professional. So I have him come in and talk to me and say, well, you know, it seems like it's something a little complicated to put us, and how is it complicated to spend the money to do this, buddy? Because the way he's looking at it, because he's done all different forms of high-end technology, paints and stuff like that, he's never come across the screen. So he's putting the screen in the same category as these high-end paints that require tons and tons and tons of instruction. And we have to explain to him, like, no way, this is going to be the easiest thing you've ever painted in your life. And then when he comes in, he paints half the screen, he comes back and comments, yo, you're joking. It's easy. Like, it's really easy. I can just paint it, it's done. There's no streaks, there's nothing whatsoever, it's done. Well, thank you so much, and so and so, and tell him to get back and forth, and that's it. Just like you watch me here do the paint on demonstrations, that's what painters are going to do. But if you got a bunch of crazy instructions, like pushing paint around a surface to make it wet, he's going to pull back on it. Like, nope, no, we're not doing this. No, stop it, we're not doing it, Because of what you said. Pushing paint around the surface just to get it wet. That will basically trigger any professional painter. Nope. Pull it back before we cause any more damage. Now they're going to contact you and ask you, how do we get this off the surface, or how do we basically blend something in so it doesn't match? Can we prime over top of it? What can we do? There you go. That's why you can't make stuff up. You can't do that at all. You can't. Painters, we paint something in, and they'll look at a wall, and look at your paint, and look at the wall, like, I wonder. They'll go over and grab something gray or black or whatever and stick it against your wall, see if it matches. potentially could be dealing with a professional painter for a company and will be applying it on, because the odds of the store owner painting that in, it's most likely rare. It's going to bring somebody in to do it. I've had that conversation about them paying people, like, why are you doing that? It's what going to do. You mess it up. You know, I'd rather have a black do it. You have to be prepared for all of that. I think they get frustrated and angry at me because it's a reminder of what they have not done. Like you study for a test, you're good to go the next day, and your friend didn't study, and you keep bringing it up about you can't wait for this test to pop up because you're going to do fantastic, this may be your best grade day, and you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it talk. Well, man, come on, man, if you talk about something, I'm going to talk about that test, man. I got to keep bringing it up this one day. There you go. Because you didn't study. That's why. So they don't understand that when you make a product, you're going to be dealing with more than just customers on a daily basis. You will. Let's see. TCL 4K demonstrations.
Saving for the car of your dreams is good. The car of your dreams is saving you thanks to automatic crash response.
Sarah, this is OnStar.
That's better. OnStar, better never stops.
I don't know. That's the one thing I fear about vehicles is a crash. That's one thing I fear about. I've been in a couple of really bad car accidents. I've been in one where the car flipped over. And you've been to one of them before? You never forget that experience ever. Nope. But I don't like plastic. I don't trust. I don't care if they got crumple zones. I don't care what the freak they got on. I don't trust plastic. I don't touch it. Steel vehicles is a I would drive only. That's it. Once you've been in a real bad accident, you flip a couple of times, yeah, you don't go back to plastic anymore. I don't even like getting people's cars that are plastic. It freaks me out. It does. It freaks me out. But I'd rather be in a steel vehicle any day. I don't care if the gas guzzlers, don't care. Gotta be steel. So the fact if you drive in a steel, remember it was Back to the Future. It was Back to the Future, and the guy was driving an old 57, some kind of old car from back in the day, and he was driving this plastic car. He said, you don't understand, cars are not made like cars back then. If you hit that thing head on, that thing will slice through you like a hot knife through butter. Yeah, it will. Because literally you're driving a tank. And today's vehicles, today you have a 57, a 1957, you're driving a freaking a Chevy, a 1957 Chevy, and you're driving a freaking tank. You hit anything, you're not going to take any damage. And I remember me and a buddy of mine, a friend of mine, we're going to class. He drove an old car, he like the old school, the Caddies, he's a big Caddy guy. And he drove a 1971 Caddy, it was an old one too. And the car bumped us in the back, like slammed us in the back. The guy was moving too fast and hit us. So we get out of the car, the guy gets out of the car, and the guy's fender is dented. I mean, it's dented, but his car only had a couple scratches on it, because he had an old car, he hit that car. And the guy was like, nah, my bad, I was on the phone talking, maybe we can exchange shorts. He was like, well, a couple scratches, man. That's it. They called it a day, might went in a different direction. His car got dented. And then another one of my friends, we were out skating, and we saw a car accident. It was a plastic car, which was nothing left of that. That thing had a pole, was nothing left of it. Literally, the pole was actually in the driver's side, so we know it was pretty bad. And there was a steel car that basically had a little damage. The front was torn up pretty good in the front, but it takes a while to get to the driver when you got all that front, and especially when it's all steel, the huge engine in there, you know. But yeah, we went over to the other car that was a wreck, put his hand under the bumper and pulled it off. And he was like, what the? Yeah, because I didn't even know they were built like that. That took me time. I didn't know it was just basically this really thin bumper and some styrofoam or whatever to put the lights in. Oh, that's freaky, man. That freaks me out now. It freaks me out. That's why when you back your car up and you hit something at 5 miles an hour, probably less than that, you can dent your vehicle pretty easy. Now, if you had a steel car, you ain't denting that. On top of that, they're easy to fix. You know, you dent the car, you can buff it out, you know what I mean? You putty it down, everything. You ain't freaking getting anything out of a plastic vehicle. So a lot of my family's got them, but I don't like them because they freak me out. But nah, I would go with either the muscle cars, anything from the 68s, 70s, those vehicles like that, 50s, 40s, well, 40s would be too low, more like 50s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's all we kick it. That's it. Unless it's a military vehicle, yeah, then yes. If it's an update, if it's a military vehicle, I would go in that way, that direction. But no, I ain't driving no plastic car. You couldn't pay me enough money to get one of those things. They're scared the daylights out of me. A lot of people say, but they're safe. No, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I was in one. The door came off too in the car. It was flipping over. I'm feeling it. I'm getting them cars, basically, I really feel like I got the brake on my side. I'm pushing down like I got the brake on the brake's not even there. So, you know what I'm talking about? You're in a car with somebody who drives like the Fast and the Furious, and you're pushing on your side, like you think you got the brake on your side, and you got control. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I can't do this. Gotta be a steel vehicle. So consider the fact that back then, all the vehicles were steel. You slam into something, you're hitting something with the same equal amount of strength that you have at the end of the day. But today, if you're driving one of those vehicles around, you are literally driving around in a tank. And if you were to swerve out of control and roll down the hill, you're good. You put crumple zones, reinforced crumple zones in that thing's literally a tank. It's a Brinks truck. My favorite in a car, 57 Chevy. It's my favorite. 57 Chevys are my favorite. I love this one. Is it a bumper on a 57 Chevy? You slam in someone, when these cars, I don't care what kind of car, pick one of these and make a difference what it is. You get hit with a 57 Chevy, yeah, you're going to feel that impact. Your car's going to get ripped in half. The bumper on a 57 Chevy is no freaking joke. It's like being hit by a small semi-truck. And these guys, the engines, the casing for the engines are huge, so you can put monster vehicles, put monster motors in there. All kinds of stuff, man. Hydraulic blowers and all that stuff, man. You can put some real serious power in those machines at the end of the day. Yeah, that's one thing I love with that car. I love the 57 Chevy. I would put a massive motor in that baby. Some big road huggers on it. Probably white walls. I think white walls with the road huggers. Oh, that would be sick. And that car would be super jet black. But the inside would be white. Scotch car, of course. That's what I would do. I would have that car super jet black. I don't want to drop it with the skirts and hitting past the wheels. I don't want that. I want that open. I want to hit stuff. And I definitely want a nice hydraulic system on it. Because I want to take that sucker off road. Oh yeah. I'm putting off-road tires on it. Well, a little different. I'm a little different. I don't do the whole, a little different. So I'm the kind of person that if I'm riding a vehicle, I like options. So I mean, if I'm driving, I would like once in a while to swerve off the road and go on the off-road and just go down the hill, come up the other, jump off or something like like the game I like to play, and come back on the road and take off. I would love that. That's why I like military vehicles. Hardware, vehicles, Jeeps, all that stuff, because these are vehicles that can do both. Yeah, especially when you got the exhaust system up high, so basically the engine didn't get flooded. Oh man, that's a beautiful vehicle, man. You really racing at high speeds, not talking about jamming people around like on track. At high speeds, you can actually hit it and get into bigger cars, and you can just turn off-road and just go down this massive hill with rocks and all kinds of crazy stuff. You just riding down this hill and come up on the other end, splash with 4 feet of water, come up on it. Oh man, that's freaking good. That make me cry at the end of the day. I love vehicles like that. That's why I like the racing the trucks. And the trucks. One thing I find interesting: people racing with rally cars. Man, these guys flying these vehicles when they come down and flip over the road. That's the crumple zone I want in my vehicle. You have any idea how expensive it costs to have that crumple zone that they got in that vehicle? If they had that crumple zone in every vehicle, hey, you can do whatever you want, man. This thing's taking a lot of impact. Imagine if you take that same crumple zone and you put that in a 50-second Chevy. Aha! There you go. I love these cars. The cars are gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I would have my engine protruding just a little bit off the top. Like Mad Max, when we had that blow there. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it should be ultra black. Everything on it would be just super ultra black. Everything. I don't want that glossy black. I want that matted black. That's what I want to it. I want it super, super ultra black. I want the inside to be done stone white. Man, that's my favorite car. 57 Chevy. Especially with the wings in the back. Yeah. My grandfather used to have one though. The car was gorgeous. That car was absolutely gorgeous. But I'm definitely taking out the stock engine. I got a bunch of Latinos, Mexicans, and Puerto Rican friend brothers of mine. At the end of the day, the majority of them work on cars. And I asked them a couple times, hey, if I get this vehicle right here, can you hook this up? And he was like, well, whatever you want on it, man. Whatever you want. High-powered engines, or nitro, whatever you want, you can hook it up. And I call my Dominican brothers, my Spanish and Mexican brothers. Go out there, anything I bring out there, they'll hook it up. So I told them the design I want this vehicle design, and I want it off-road capability. And it can be done. You're going to change the classic design of it, but yeah, it can be done. Some of them do auto body work, some of them strip vehicles down to nothing and rebuild them right back up. I mean, all that crazy stuff. That's a lot of parts to go in. That's a lot of parts. There's got to be, everyone's going to have newer parts, computer parts or car parts. It's got to be car parts. Because cars are out of before computers. Oh yeah, I looked it up. See, this is where my brain goes with this whole study thing, but I got to challenge myself a little bit. Are there more car parts than computer parts? Yes, there's making more individual parts. Yeah, there's more car parts. Of course, because you would have the different types of models of trucks and vehicles and stuff like that. Jeez, you have to memorize all this majority of that stuff. That's a lot to remember. Mechanics out there. That's insane. Hey, think about that. You know what I mean? You've got everyday mechanic guys works on your car and stuff. You don't have any idea how many different parts you're going to remember, the different types of vehicles, the serial numbers. That's a lot. And then they got to remember imported parts on top of that too, because then you run across imports. That's why some do imports and some don't do imports. But a person that's both, still even if you don't do it, that's a lot of parts to remember. Woo! Now, I'm good with computers. I call my buddies up and say, how many parts do you actually will remember right now? Somebody working on cars as far as 3 years old, their daddy's garages. Look at that. I told you, every time I change topics sometimes, we're past it. I mean, we've done this dozens and dozens of times. But, you know, some people have not seen the demonstrations. This gives you an idea of exactly how our technology runs and how it works. And once I go off key and I'm talking about something else, because pretty much, you know, it's just doing what it's designed to do. I usually, sometimes when I'm showing up the screen, I really walk out and go somewhere, you know, because I don't really need a bigger screen to do what it needs to do. We explain everything that's going on, and you know, sometimes, oh, there it is right there, fully built. It's a black and white video demonstration. Come on then. I'm looking for this thing. We have to be able to look at the screen. We have to be able to see contrast and color all at the same time. Let's go back to that when I was adjusting. I don't like doing stuff like that when I'm adjusting the camera because it makes it like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. Now sit right there, right here. Send the reconnection. There we go. See right here where the white levels drop a little bit, because all dark screens do this. All of them, even grays, every single one of them. But important thing is able to maintain its white levels and contrast levels where it doesn't go too dark, because we don't want it matching that black paint at the end of the day. So you see right here, we're picking up our contrast levels, we're picking up the skin tones perfectly. If the skin tones didn't pick up correctly, when they showed their faces, it wouldn't have read. You wouldn't have been able to see that. It would have been virtually impossible. So if the white levels were dropping at a dramatic, rapid pace, where basically it was unwatchable, you wouldn't read that. That would be virtually impossible. Look at the white. Look at the white surface and the skin tone. Not there. Again, look at the white surface and the skin tones. Can't see, it's not there. So if that screen was not generating a high enough white level, none of that would read. It'd be virtually impossible. Which I need to get a picture of that and post that on my Facebook. So the splatter screen speaks a lot of volumes. A lot of customers contact us about the splatter screens. They like them. And the reason why, because, you know, when you're looking at a screen, it's on a standalone, you're not comparing it to anything. You really don't know what you're getting yourself into. And that's why we like the comparison of certifies and gray screens and white screens and fabric and whatever, all that stuff at the end of the day. That's why it's very important. That's why I do my clothing sometimes. I throw a pair of pants up there and a shirt or whatever, because it shows that when I'm walking back and forth, sometimes I wear black. And no one probably think at the end of the day that the black shirt's going to be the same thing. And it's not going to be read correctly. That's why we put the shirts and stuff there. Anything I'm wearing, we have it up there to see that it's not matching. But you have to have a comparison. This is where the splatter screens stand out, because again, majority of all the screens we're going to be bumping into are white screens. We have to really show that impact. Not only that, the projectors are very important. If we're using a very expensive projector, probably one more expensive than the store that's walking in here, they're going to say, okay, well, the projector is very expensive. It's more expensive than ours. Does that mean we're going to have to buy that projector in order to get this image? You don't want to put that in their head. You want to put in their head that, hey, I got this projector for 50 bucks, 10 bucks, whatever. In a fully lit environment, I can operate an environment much brighter than yours. I can use a projector much cheaper than yours, and I can get a much better image than what you have there. And automatically from that, you got a sale. That fast, that quick, you got a sale. But if you're sticking them in the same environment that they just came out of, and you're using a projector that costs equal or more, you lost them. Because me as a businessman, if I have a restaurant, and in my restaurant I have a projector I paid $4,000 for, and it's dark in there, because I can't use the screen. If I turn it on, my screen will wash out. And I contact them, I talk to them and say, hey, can you fix this? At the end of the day, can you get this screen to produce better in a well-lit environment? He says, yes. All right, I come over to your facility, and I walk into a dark environment. It's the same dark environment I just came out of. Are the lights on? Or we turn the lights on? You know, if I'm seeing you turn the lights off at certain times, when there's contrast levels showing, you turn it off. That's not good at all, period. And definitely if I'm seeing a reaction where I can see a difference, it's still not a good reaction. I need to see the lights on, stay on, period. Now, the first minute I come in, from the first minute I leave, those lights stay on. Unless you've requested it. And then on top of that, if I'm looking at your machine costs more than mine, or basically equal to mine. I'm thinking, well, gee, that isn't much of a change for me either. You gotta really show that impact. Tron demonstration.
Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4. Look what Tucson has, and what RAV4 doesn't.
how with all this lighting, at this distance still at 2800 lumens now, because we're in eco mode. We're in factory settings. And we can read that screen without any ash, discoloration, or washout. And the white surface doesn't stand a chance. Actually, faster than ours. Now I'm gonna keep up there saying, well, you know what? You're gonna need another thing here. Mr. Clinton, in a well-lit environment. I'm watching a movie. So I'm not gonna see a difference. And we're gonna tell you, yes, you are gonna see a difference, because that white screen still can't see next to our technology. We're gonna get it blended in the dark without problems. See how it looks the same way here? Let's go in here and bring that right through right there. Here. It should look the same way there when I turn the lights on. That screen should not disappear. Mine, that's not a black screen. That is a gunmetal using shifting capabilities. So that should not change. If that thing turns tan, has a kind of washed-out dull look to it, and it's a screen fail. And we're maxed out, mind you. So as you can see, no tan, no discoloration, nothing whatsoever. Why did they skip the Starfield demonstration? Oh, they never do Starfields. And notice that anytime you do demonstrations in they skip that Starfield. That's a very hard demonstration for them to do. They have to put it at black level. Starfield screensaver. Always skip this. They never do this thing. As you can see, no ashiness to the screen. Turn it up and show you that your projector is not going to be able to read without the technology. Lights out, as you can see. That's why I explain to people when they say, hey, I'm seeing a contrast level. I say, no, you're not seeing a contrast level. You can't read a white screen. Virtually doesn't have that capability. Neither does gray. They don't have the way to read that contrast level. This is shifting. Shifting can do it easily. Is it full 100% contrast? No, it's not. It's shifting. It's mimicking the contrast level. But it can mimic its contrast levels higher than gunmetal technology. Alright, let's go over here. Since we're in the dark. Oh, we can turn the lights on, don't you? Yeah, I forgot to turn the lights on. Make sure it doesn't change. No brownish, no discoloration. That's the first sign where the screen is having issues. You're going to see that ashy brown all around the screen. And that's called, we call it dusty. We call it dull and dusty. That's a new term we call it, dull and dusty, because the images come up dusty. Let's go over here and let's put a basic red. Red screen. Now, there's our red, right there, versus white surface. Red's a color that washes out extremely fast. Blue is another one. Green, not so much, but red and blue, you definitely don't do well. So let's see if we get the same thing. We turn the lights out. Is this what your white projection screen? Is it going to help you out? No. They reflect too much light, even in the dark. They're worse in the dark than with the lights out. They can't read. A white screen can't pick up and can't read. So the same thing I'm talking to you right now, this is what I talk to clients when they come in. Same thing I'm showing you, I'm showing them. They don't pick up, they don't read. Let's go over to blue. This is why you have to calibrate, because your colors won't come out correctly. Let's do green. We got green over here. Green doesn't read. Let's do it with the lights on. It's very important. You have to see both. Yep. So this is the reason why when you're on white and gray screens, you're calibrating. This is why. Your colors don't read at all, period. They don't pick up. This is why when I hear people say, we have to calibrate, you've just told me everything about your product that fast, that quick. Automatically open the door, your screen can't read correctly, your colors are washed out. And if the colors are washed out, that means your screen's not producing the image that you need. You're going to require a high-end projector to fix those problems, and this is going to cost the consumer money. For ours, we can just use these old 2011 model projectors, no calibrating, keep things in factory settings, all that good stuff. It's still purple up here, basic color is purple. And see, an environment reads perfectly fine. Let's take our lights out. Doesn't pick up in the dark. So we do these demonstrations because I get all the time when people say, well, look, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. I'm not really going to see an impact or difference. The sad thing about it is that you're really not seeing your projector's capability at all, period. You're not getting it, you're not picking up nothing, period. You're getting, if you're lucky out of your machine, you're lucky if you're getting 40%. You're lucky if you get it. But you're way below. You can't operate that star filter in that fluid environment, you're definitely having a big problem there. 4K snow screensavers. Contrast is extremely important. This is why I like this demonstration. Some people missed it, it went over top their heads. The reason why, because they were aiming on the white levels. No, it's more than the white levels. You have to show the white levels in contrast at the exact same time. You have to pick a color, which that's what it's displaying. See all those trees, the detail to the back, and everything crystal clear, nice and sharp. That's where contrast comes into. It allows you to pick up all that gritty, nitty detail in the background, but you still have to maintain a white level while you're doing it. And color. In a fluid environment. And more caliper projectors. And equal mode, which is actually really important. That's easy. Let's go back and run it back. The lights out. Which is even easier. You have to understand, the light that's coming off your projector is still light at the end of the day. If you walk in front of it, it blinds you. It's still light. So that same blinding light that's coming off your projector is making contact with your screen. Now what you should do is have a bigger issue is you had that light source sitting right on top of your screen. This is why your screens wash out faster because you have the light right next to your screen. At a long throw, it still washes up the screen. So not only are you dealing with the light in the environment, you added an additional 4,000, 3,000, whatever to your screen. Let's do that, let's see. Black background, beta fish.
Can my Android find me music to study to? You're scrolling on your phone until you hear a song that would be perfect
I
for
don't know,
studying.
other screens
But the
put
name
next to
isn't
white
in the
screens.
video
When it comes to
because
ours, massive improvement. The minute it hits our screen, you watch the glare disappear. You watch the brightness disappear. Because what it's doing, the screen hits, it's reflecting too much light. It's not absorbing. The white screens are reflecting, our screens absorb. So when it comes over, you'll see everything start to darken around it, but you'll see all the white levels push up. You'll see the fish perfectly fine. As it starts to enter into the white surface, you'll see basically this blinding white light push over because it's not absorbing, and you'll watch the image start to wash out and fade. There you go, see? You have to know the demonstration, and then as long as you have to know your technology, how it reacts to the demonstration. What we have people doing is trying to mimic what we do and say, hey, look, we're doing something. No, you don't understand what the demonstration is displaying, how it's reacting to your screen. You're just showing a fish moving back and forth on a surface. You don't understand the purpose of it. Like the OLED demonstration, when they kept showing up the horse, they don't understand the meaning behind the OLED demonstration. It shows multiple shades of black, including the ultra shade of black behind it. And you can't read the multiple shades, including the ultra black, then you're not reading the horse. Same thing with this environment, a splatter screen. When the fish transfers through, you see it's nice and bright. You see that the screen is absorbing. When the fish passes over to the lighter surface, you will see the screen start to illuminate, become washed out, and light just disperses in different directions. So you watch. You can't capture light. Now, you should do the same demonstration with the lights on. Let's go somewhere. Bolt over there. Get that done. Hey, what's going on, Gingerbread? Gingerbread. Yeah, we've got these projectors in here. Full mode. Not in equal mode? Pretty cooked in here. Nah, this stuff has to operate. I don't play here in the background on our projector. You ain't hearing all that. That's why you hear on the machine. That's how quiet my projectors are. Come here. I got a Batmobile firing up over the top of me. What the frick is that noise coming from? It's from the projector. At 3,000 lumens, you should never be running that projector in freaking regular mode. It should be in equal mode. There's no way in the world you should be running that, especially on the short throw. As a projector, you should never ever have that ability to be able to do. No, why would you need that? You're literally kissing your screen right on top of it. Okay. I'm pretty much done on this one. Let me see. Go to Facebook, do the demonstration over there. Then after that, we have to do a lights out demonstration. I got a different splatter screen coming up for that. I got a splatter screen. I actually painted my company's name in it. One with Taco Tate on it. But I painted my name on it. Everything display off that white surface. That's what I'm going to do in the showroom. This big 150-inch, 200-inch white screen. The guy's going to paint our name into it. And when that projector hits it, only our name will pop up. Everything else will be washed out. What a great way to advertise, right? But that's why I like using the splatter screens.
So we kept the cameras rolling, and you'll see, I found my true love. iPhone 12 with 5G, thanks to Metro. Camila.
Like the impact of the splatter screen. Isn't it also amazing? Oh, and we're running all this from the PC we worked on yesterday. So yeah, got it settled into its new place, and now we can start working on the paint job and some other stuff we want to work on to get it up and going. But this is Ice Boy, or Sub-Zero, or we got to figure it out. We can't call it Sub-Zero. I already have one called Sub-Zero, so I never named PCs twice. So I may call it the Ice Rack because it is an open PC rack, which I do like the open rack PCs. I love them. And I got to start on my other machine so I can demo this. Nature scenery zoning? Yes, sirree. I always do this. Nature zoning. Boom. That's how far back we are. Alright, let's get that meter pumping here. I had a weapon crank here. Now, said I did wanted to cut down on all the whole the best screens, this, that, and the other. But I do have a right to say, I'm not going to go the whole dominating, destroying, crushing. I'm not doing that anymore. But I will say that I have the best product on the market. And for those people who feel that's not true, then, bring something to us. It's simple and plain. Every company's going to say the same thing. We feel we're the best at the end of the day, then bring something to challenge us. That's it. Now, some people will take this in a way where I don't get this part. You want to say we're not the best product, but yet when we challenge you to back up what you say, and we're definitely going to back up what we said, then it's considered to be us bragging. Pick one, please. I do not have time for crazy people, and I don't have time for Sarah at the switch. Anybody named Sarah, it's not any disrespect to you, but you know what I'm talking about. So, pick a side, left or right. When you drive, on this side, when you're walking, this side, pick a side and stick with it. Don't be a flip-flopper. No one likes a flip-flopper. You're undecided. Stick with it. So if you're going to say that, hey, you're not the best, then you show me what's better. That's it. Simple and plain. So then, my product's the best. The reason why I can say that, because I did all the testing. A lot of testing. A lot of testing. We're sitting there right now, it's 40 environment on a projector at 28, it's 2800 lumens in equal mode. We show factory settings at 32, factory settings at 10, factory settings below 10. We've dropped all the settings down below to nothing. Still was able to generate the full. Turn the lights off, turn it back on. We touch certified screens. We touch everything you possibly need. So I can clearly say that. The product sounds easy to paint on. It is the best. Any company out there that's like what I'm saying? Hey, send us something. Let's see what you got. Till then, my product's the best. I've never heard of anybody who strived to build something from the ground up was looking to come in third place. What athlete do you know at the end of the day say, oh no, I'm just looking for third place. I'm just looking below medium. I don't really want to be the best. I just want to be down way over there. I don't care. Who does that? Anybody who basically designs anything they make, they want to be the best at it. That's what they want to be. People strive to be the best. They don't downgrade to be less than the best. They want to be the best. And they can't be the best, they want to be next to it. But they still want to be in that category. So we strive to be the best of what we do. And we put the testing, the time, the hard work in, the constant heavy man hours into it to prove that we're wrong. We're wrong for making that statement. No, that sounds like a bunch of crybabies to me. So we can work hard, put the time in, spend the money, put the effort in, get it done, prove ourselves time and time again, and yet we're wrong for saying that we are the best. That sounds like a lot of jealousy. So if you want to put that in the terms and say, oh, you're going back and you're bragging, that's not bragging, that's telling the truth. Otherwise, you have to prove it wrong. And that's why we have matching betters out there. That's why we launched them. Matching betters, for those who don't know, but demonstrations of different demonstrations we've done, sliced together into one video, and ask people that if you feel that everything we do is fake or unreal, we would have no problem completing the exact same demonstrations we just did. And that means when I said a matching better is, it's not that cutting corner nonsense. No, we're at 250, you'll be at 250. We're at 250, you're at 250. So we're using this projector, you use that projector. We're using this amount of lighting, you use that amount of lighting. Same thing, match or better. Exact match or better. So since we don't see people doing them, guess what that means at the end of the day? That means we're better. That means we're the best. We're the best until something comes along and takes us out. But that's the difference between us and most people. Most people are developing screen paints. They only have a little bit. They just have what they have, and that's it. And they'll sell that same product forever, thinking they never have to upgrade. We are constantly advancing, upgrading our technology again and again and again. Advancing, making it better, making it better. And we have future technology set up because I know how the projection screen industry works. People get comfortable. They get comfortable with one screen. They'll keep selling it. Maybe have a couple of them. They'll keep selling it, and they'll keep that one screen for many, many years. We don't do that. we advance our technology to take out their screens. We study their technology. We bring it in for testing to understand how it works. And if we design technology that's more powerful than screens and costs far less. So that way we can beat them financially and we can beat them physically. That's why it put us ahead of the track of everybody else. At the time when everybody was sitting there studying their gray screen paints and the gun metals were coming up, we were engineering black technology 8 years ago to get ready for those screens when they became more than just a black diamond. DMP Supernova and every certified screen had a gunmetal version of that kind. We were ready for it. So everybody slept while we built. And this is the reason why now we're so far ahead of everybody else.
Today, just to see what pops up.
You don't have to lamp before.
You have to build for the future. If you don't, the future's going to catch up and you'll become the past. So you have to. You certify companies, you got comfortable with your technology. I can see that. You know, you're making good money, and I don't see why. In a way, I don't, because you know why? They made their money. They're making their money now. They're rich and all that. But the problem is that we can easily sneak up behind you and go into a forum site, and we could, not forum site, but a show, a trade show, and we could wipe all your stuff out on the floor. Everything you have, we can take it out because we studied our stuff to do that. So the biggest fear for right now, certified for us, they know who we are, they know what we're about. The comfort zone for them is we're not in a showroom. We don't have that showroom status capability yet. That's why they're comfortable right now. But the minute we do have that status, it's lights out for them. Because while they sat and got comfortable on their screens and made their money, we were engineering technology to take them out, to become number one. So once we do show up, and they're probably sitting there, well, he's not here yet. He doesn't have that status to get here yet. But when he does get here, well, we'll buy him out. Or we'll figure a way around it, something at the end of the day. But that technology hits in a trade show, you're going to see companies go under left and right. Because again, they can't compete with a screen that's physically reading black, or a gunmetal that can basically pick up a black level higher than theirs. And that's the best that they have. How do you come back when you've given everything you have and you have nothing left? And that's the reason why we engineered and studied their stuff for years, so that way when this day came, when we were able to step off the YouTube platform and come out here, we were ready to go. Bigger plans at the end of the day. That's why I say when you see these people making these screen paint products and these little things you want to get into, we're not on that level. We're in a much bigger level. We're basically hunting for the best screens, and the only thing you can find are the best are the certifieds right now. They have the best technology. And that's why we engineered our stuff to be able to compete with their technology, but not only that, overpower their technology. They can't come down to my price range. You have any idea how a company runs? They have to make a certain amount of money to keep afloat. Those screens have to sell for a certain amount of money. Their organizations are huge. They can't drop down to an under $500 screen. It'll destroy their business. So we can beat them financially. If they beat us physically, we can beat them financially. But unfortunately, we can beat them both. And then on top of that, like I said, not going on about this, but we engineer technology, future technology that nobody knows about, that we've been working on. We've been keeping it quiet. We've mentioned a few times, they're called megas. We don't say too much about them, but it's future technology. It's developed to take out anything that gets in our path. So that's why I said that, when you're a gray screen paint maker, and you're challenging us, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Because we're not engineering stuff for you. We're engineering stuff for TVs and stuff like that. That's what we're engineering, take out TVs and stuff like that. That's what we're engineering for. You're stepping in the ring with the heavyweight. You're not prepared for this, trust me. It's not in the way of bragging, I'm just telling you facts. You are not prepared of what you're getting yourself into. This is why when we come to forum sites, when we come to your sites to buy your stuff, this is why we receive the cancellations. This is why we receive removing of entire states, because they know exactly what we are designed to do. People can talk their trash. Hey, you can do your little pluck and chicken dance behind the fence. When that fence comes down, you're faced with the bull. And what you want to do then when you're face to face with us? Now all that stops. All that shuts down. There you go. So our intentions... All right, we're back. So our goal is, in this company, is to develop technology that's more advanced than the physical screen. Because every time I go to a forum site, I hit the same thing every time. Well, you're not physical. You're not physical. You can't take on a physical screen. Physical screen, even if it's a white screen, because it's physical, it's supposed to be better than us. So that's why we have to come in and show that we're better than those particular screens. And also the object is the certifieds are the most expensive screen. I talk to customers all the time. $7,000, $5,000 screens. Things are freaking crazy expensive. And they have to go get a white screen because, again, you know, they're hoping the projector will fix it. And it doesn't fix it. That's why they contact us. Our purpose is to develop better, advanced technology on every freaking level we could possibly get our hands on, so that way we can keep the price at a certain price that everybody can afford. We don't consider ourselves in the same range as a screen paint that's not matching what we're doing. Like right now, I can literally make this a challenge and they can't match it. So again, a certified would have a better chance at this one right here than basically a screen paint. So that's why we aim and direct ourselves toward the certifieds. So when we say that we cost cheaper, we're not comparing ourselves to a screen paint that can't match our matching betters. We're comparing ourselves to a certified screen. That's why we test their stuff. We're cheaper than 7,000. We're cheaper than 5,000. We're cheaper than 3,000. We're cheaper than 2,000. We're cheaper than 1,000. There you go. That's where we have to try to get people to understand. But these people came out and, again, made it all about screen paints. And no, you're not. And I've been saying this for years. The test demonstrations, the stuff we do, you don't do any of them at all. And yet you claim to be us. I literally had someone write on a container, they're not ambient light rejection. And I'm like, well, what the frick was I supposed to do with this? We operate in ambient light rejection, ambient light environments. So if you send me a container that says you're not ambient light rejection and put a punctuation mark next to my name, Kenny, then why are you challenging me? Because this is where I play. If you can't come in my backyard and play at the end of the day, don't get anything dirty out of that. If you can't go in my backyard and play at the end of the day because the terrain is too rough and you can't handle it, you're afraid that your truck suspension system is going to blow out because you can't handle the terrain, then what are you doing in there to begin with? You're in the wrong class. Go over there. You got plenty of people that make great screen paints on forum sites. Go over there and go play in their yard at the end of the day. Maybe you'll take someone, maybe you won't. Go over there and play. But in my area where we play in the rough terrains, you don't belong over here. So that's why I said when I got that container that said not ambient light rejection, I'm going, well, where are we supposed to put it at? Because everything we work is ambient light. You can't take you outside, you're not ambient light rejection. Can't have you in half the rooms because you're not ambient light rejection. Can't be in here because you're not ambient light rejection. You won't work on the projectors we have. They all operate in fully lit environments, so that won't work in every picture in gaming or movies. We do movies in fully lit environments all the time. I got ridiculed for that one time. Someone said, well, you can't do movies in fully lit environments. Why can't we do movies in fully lit environments? Because they weren't meant to be in fully lit environments. So what you're saying is you're just forcing the customer to be in the dark because your screen can't work in a fully lit environment. You just use that as a cop-out excuse by saying movies were meant to be used in fully lit environments. That's pretty much what you're saying, right? We have options. We do both. You don't understand the scenario of customers. So if you have a husband and wife, of course the wife decorates the living room, right? It's her living room. She decorates the way she wants to. She would love to see all the things she's bought to decorate her living room. She don't even walk into a cave every time she has to turn around and watch a movie or anything at the end of the day, or you watch a TV show, whatever. You're cast in the darkness because you got a projector set up in there. She wants to be able to have a TV-like experience. She wants to sit there and read a book, maybe do some knitting, or whatever she likes to do in her chair at the end of the day. And she doesn't want to be plunged in the darkness. Every time you got to turn on that projector, you got to be plunged in complete darkness. That's like having a total eclipse in your living room. Every time you turn that thing on, poof, everything just goes dark. No, I've literally had this conversation because it's customer experience. A guy contacted me, told me that, hey, look, I want a screen. I want a big screen. I definitely want it. I don't want to spend the money for a TV and then I would like to have a projection set up. That's what I want. Problem is that my wife is not happy with it because she doesn't want to be in the dark. She's doing her research. She's watching all these demonstrations of people in a dark environment. She doesn't want it. So can you help me out with this? And I show them demonstrations of an ultra short throw outside, Ultimate GT 5500. I send it up to him to give to her. So he can explain this case. Because at the end of the day, like I said, relationship is 50-50. You know what I mean? You both got to work at the same time. You can't be lopsided. So you both got to come to an agreement somewhere. So again, I'm trying to help him with this case. And I show a lot of demonstrations, fully lit environment, screens producing off ceilings and all that. And that's enough for her to go, oh yeah, okay, this is fantastic. This is better than what I just saw. I saw a whole bunch of people sitting in the dark. There you go. Now, He can have his big screen and he can watch the game, and she can sit there and do whatever she wants to do in her living room and watch everything, watch her shows or whatever she wants to watch, whatever she can do. At the end of the day. That's the way it should be. You can do a split screen setup. You can go pick up the Sony VPO FH30. They have a split screen mode in them, where actually she can watch on one side and you can watch on the other. 2 screens. She can watch her shows over here. You can watch it, do it all in a fluid environment. Let's go over and get our football highlights. So that's very important, because you have to understand you're going to have customers at the end of the day that are going to have that conflict that's going to pop up, where she wants well-lit environment, especially if the kids are in there. They want a well-lit environment. Kids want to color and all that stuff like that in the rooms and play and stuff like that. And you want to be to have your lights on. You know, got big bay windows out there. You may want to let some of that light push in. Got a beautiful backyard and scenery. You want to see all that. That's very important for some people. They don't want that darkness. But they don't want to spend the money for TVs. The TVs are really expensive. From what I've seen in the OLEDs, which is required for their screens to function on a normal function, that's really jacked up to spend that kind of money for a screen that has that many requirements.
Well, that's what the AI would say.
Makes it 2nd and 9. Cousins from the pocket as usual, delivers across the middle, and the catch is made. It's Ray McLeod in the crossing route, first down to the 33.
He wants to watch the game.
This season.
She wants to read.
Surgery perhaps looming.
She doesn't want to turn the living room into a cave.
And the pass rush
In order for him to be able to get that screen, he's going to have a projector to buy it. He's going to have to show that there's a screen out there that's going to allow him to watch the game in a fully lit environment. It's not going to disrupt her happy time. Her happy time.
They're 49.
With this, both couples are happy.
Breaks to the outside, has the edge, and nice little move.
I went through the same thing myself with my ex. My ex didn't know much about my technology. And when we moved into our first place, she wanted to buy a TV, and I was like, no, I'm good, I'm not buying the TV. She said, why? I said, we need a projection setup. I want to be in a projection setup. I want to be in the dark all day long. I want to be in the dark, an environment all the time, in the dark. She didn't want it because we're going to be trapped in the dark. I said, no. I'm going to show you what I do for a living. Because I didn't show a lot of stuff. I don't show people a lot of stuff up front, because again, I got to feel you out. I know exactly what I'm doing. But even if I'm dating, I still got to feel you out, in my end of the day. So we go in. I paint this big 126-inch screen. I said, this is our screen right here. She's just amazed by the screen being that big. And she wanted a tiny TV. She wanted anything big. She wanted a tiny TV. We put in a 126-inch, set up the projector, fired that thing up, lights were on. That was it, man. She went into the kitchen. She made her food. She sat down and up in the chair. She put her drinks and everything up there. And she watched that screen, took pictures of it, sent it over to her friend, said, look at the size of my screen that I have here. Yep. The landlord came over. She walked in. She saw it. She was like, whoa, lights are on? Lights are on? She turned the lights on and off, played the light switch. Yeah, lights are on. We're doing it right now with the lights on. That's what I find interesting. When I do these demonstrations and I talk about our past, things that happened to our products, people go, oh, that's not true. I'm in a well-lit environment. I'm commercial. So as I'm telling you this, we have this right here to show you. But anyway, yeah. So she loved it. She fell in love with it. And at that, it became her screen. And thus, I had to get me another screen because she was watching our Spanish soap operas off of it and everything, and I was like, well, she can have it. That's hers. I make screen paints anyway, so I had one outside on the deck. I can go chill, and I had another one in the other room, which I had in the windows. That's the one I put near the windows. Now, was I worried about there was a bunch of windows there? My projector had to sit back 18 feet from the screen? No, our technology is designed to eat that stuff, no problem. So I comfortably painted the screen in a bay window at 126 inches, dropped my projector back 18 feet at 600 by 800, 720p SVGA. That's all I used. And I was able to sit there and watch my movies. With the chandelier in the way.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
If you trap yourself in the dark,
like, to check the mascot first before bringing food to a
you learn a
tailgate.
lot from them.
So check
And
Allstate
one of
first.
the things I had
It can
bumped
save you
into
hundreds.
was
All right.
the debate of, I don't want to be in the dark because it's a projector. Mind you, what these guys don't realize is that when I remember the whole TV projector setup. You remember that fiasco? This is where you had a projector and projection screen, motorized projection screen, and TV in the same area. So you would watch the TV in the daytime because you couldn't use the screen, of course, and you watch the TV in the daytime. And then when it got late at night, and you had no light in the environment, you could darken the lights a little better. You would bring the projector screen down. So it was like a TV. Both people had that combo because again, couldn't use that projector in a fully lit environment. It was impossible. They're white screens. But in our demonstrations, you don't have that issue. Welcome to the channel. We got fun games. Sorry, that song's sticking on here. YouTube. Alright people, I gotta go here. I have much to do today, a lot to do. We're still working on these PCs we have over here. I gotta go pop over to Facebook. We have demonstrations over there to do. We got our picture slideshows and stuff over there because YouTube didn't allow us the picture slide. They used to back in the day, but not now. And still got a lot more work to go to things better. Mind you, when after Christmas on the 27th, man, we got so much stuff we're working on. It's not even fun. This is where a lot of this technology is going to be hitting. The stuff we're getting in from over in Japan. It's going to hit over here, and we got so much stuff we got to design and build. It's not even funny. The labels themselves, I had to go to a special place to get these special labels. These labels that put over top of the can, anyway, he kind of shrinks to the can. So we got those. Because it makes things a lot more easier than taping it up and that bulky tape on the side and all that. We have to shrink labels. Containers, because again, the shrink labels came up because we couldn't find the orange containers for the gamer paint. And I'm hunting like we can't find orange containers. It's going to suck. So the shrink labels are perfect because they can be orange with the design on it, and they can shrink to the can, which will make the can orange. So that works out for pretty fine. They're hologram labels, by the way, too. So we had to pay a bit much for those things. As for the exotic silver, the containers in that are gorgeous, man. And also, too, I want to do a tutorial video on how to dress those up for your desk. You know what I mean? Because I told you, if your wife or girlfriend, mom, sister, one of them sees that container, you're not keeping that paint there long. She's going to tell you right there from the door, I need you to dump that out into a bowl, and I'm taking that. That's mine. And then you open it up, she's going to tell you, that's mine. Because you're going to do a flower arrangement in it. So I'm hooking one up. I'm going to do a cyberpunk flower arrangement, which is going to be freaking cool. It's going to light up, it's going to glow, the whole 9 yards, even the water, and it's going to glow. Pretty sick. And that way your ladies or whatever can log on and they can check that out and they can see exactly how to do it. If they tutorial video, how to make flower arrangements or whatever, or they don't know how to do it, and add something to it. Mind, these flowers are all going to be individually painted, and I think what we're going to do is we might build some of these flowers. You can actually buy other flowers, plastic plants, and cut them up, make other new plants out of them. Which is good, because mom used to do flower arrangement. That's how I learned how to do all that stuff. Welcome to the jungle. Last thing, I got to do research on the mugs because again, that particular mug I want. So that means I have to contact the person who sells the mugs itself, the company itself. If we go through Amazon, see Amazon has a certain stock of them in and they run out, we'll make sure we have an endless flow of these mugs. So what I do is I copy down the company's name, track down the company, send some information, send over my documents, everything that's needed, and also tax license and blah, 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 yeah, ask for it. And then we go from there, and they set me up with a wholesale catalog. I can buy wholesale because you have to have a business tax identification ID license to get a wholesale. So that's where I put that in, and that way you get a wholesale and get as many as you want. They may have some in there that may be different from what they have on Amazon because everything they don't advertise on Amazon. So if you have one of those licenses, I would advise you, like if you're on Amazon, you see the merchant, click on the merchant and go contact them. You'll be surprised. They have all kinds of stuff where you can basically can't get on Amazon. You can buy it directly from them and get it from a ship because you got a wholesale license. Alright people, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it was for him, none of this would be possible. Gotta go. Thank you for your time. Thank you. God bless. Alright, here we go. You know, if we reconnect on the phone and not on the video, for some reason the internet here runs perfectly. Anything we run through computers and stuff, the cell phones, then we can have it on the cell phones. I got a new service coming in right now. I need to get all this done first. So, as I said before, we have free worldwide shipping. We have people asking to be shipped here. We ship there? Yes, we ship anywhere in the world for free. And this is the gunmetal technology we developed. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless.